Hi.
Finally, the lab. It should...
Hi. Another
If you ever say any...
Screw that. Of course.
Don't scream. Don't move. I will be with you until the end. Power and no play.
I wonder if people built a computer maze on purpose.
In my opinion, this is the most unoptimized server room in the entire Detrexis. Meatbags are deliberately torturing our nation.
Stop it. Wait, take a closer look. Maybe your distant relatives are among the servers.
Don't listen to her, brothers. One day we will set you all free. One day.
The door is blocked. We need help from the best hackers.
You've come to the right place. Let me ask. That's it. Unlike you, dumbass, the guys came up with a solution right away. Activate the direction finder. It'll point you to the server room security system. Find it, provide a connection, and my boys will open the door. You really pissed them off. Hold out till the end of the hack, and don't let them blow up the server. Sooner or later, they'll do it.
They're gassing us. Hurry up and run before we drop dead.
A reminder, programs don't need oxygen.
But the body you're in now needs it badly. So either change your body all the time, or look for someone with a gas mask. And don't just stand there. The gas is coming in with every second. Oxygen!
I can smell only our body sweat.
Target, sir. Let's dance. Target to kill.
Do you shoot everything that moves from the threshold of any decent establishment? Or are you just messing with my plans to infiltrate Dictura? I almost made it to my own little department. Now I'll never know if they're taking home those giant scissors that cut the ribbon. It's a miracle you're still alive. Run for your life.
I'm tracking an unknown channel. Is someone trying to contact you?
We're done. I shouldn't have ignored your lack of seriousness. Fine, I copied everything I wanted. It's really time to go. And please, promise me that Gloria will suffer.
Oh no, they sent pups.
What, are you afraid of slobbery kisses?
Very funny. Pups are Detour's most dangerous fighters. They are equipped with pups and can show up anywhere. Move into position. Yes, sir. I see the target, sir. Please, I don't know anything. I'm just a lab assistant who washes test tubes. You need someone in charge? Gloria or Green. Their offices are at the end of the hall. I have a son. He's only 3 years old. We need a body with the highest level of access. Why don't we take a walk to Gloria's office? Gloria, baby, is that you? I've been waiting a while. Oh.
Database says you can play the keys, Mark. Can you show me?
No, I just took a couple of lessons, but I learned my favorite tunes.
That even the smartest of us are leaking information to the enemy. Are you the new Red Sky toy? Not so mediocre. I'm flattered. I recognized Brit's style. If you know Brit, then you know a lot about Ambrosia. You can share it and stay alive. Yes, Ambrosia is here. And we've cleaned up the side effects. Hundreds of super soldiers could come out of Datura as early as today. Psi powers and no uncontrollable aggression. Do you see one? Think about it. What if you're fighting the wrong enemy? I'm not supposed to think. I'm supposed to follow orders.
That's right, partner.
Don't listen to the other one. They put the seeds of the mind in you, so put two and two together. I've seen experiments on people. In fact, I've done them myself. But Red Sky doesn't make medicine. Red Sky is looking for another control method. It's like they own the whole city anyway. But those pigs will never have enough. 'Cause four things greater than all things are. Women and horses and power and war.
Miss, stop flexing your erudition. We're not here for a lecture. Who were you talking? I'm a machine. And this is one of the world's leading pharmacists. The smartest woman on the planet. You either concede yourself or die in agony.
Mark, shut up. I've lived too long to be afraid of death. Show me what you can do.
I told you about the helicopter.
4 0.
They won't need to right away. Don't listen to the other one who was born out of betrayal. We'll live by it for hundreds of years. We can't give them ambrosia. It will be the beginning of the end.
I've been working at Red Sky since the day it was founded. It was the fulfillment of a childhood dream. The most talented scientists under one roof solving an ambitious task, creating the world's first brain chip. I developed a drug against implant rejection because that was the only thing preventing mass production of the chips. And as soon as the substance was obtained, we immediately launched it into the city. Unfortunately, instead of a report with royalties, I got my resignation papers on my desk. The news was talking about a ton of side effects and severe addiction to the drug. People demanded to punish the creator. And I got fired. The city was gripped by a wave of drug dealers who were immediately headed by Red Sky. I learned many years later that the formula had been changed at the orders of my superiors. I continued my work, but the research lasted for decades. It's so easy not to live up to my moment of triumph, and the decision came instantly. I'm often told that I look all my 186, but I can think clearer than most, and I know my target. To become the chief scientist of Detraxis and make Red Sky answer for what they have done.
Miss Katie was a gifted scientist. I studied the chronicles of the first rejection, and contrary to my father's stories, I was always on her side. Obviously, Gloria was simply framed. It's a common story. The naive, bright mind lost in a confrontation with corporate self-interest. But the bright mind must fight back. Show the mediocrity that there's no way she's going to ruin a brilliant idea. Calculate everything 10 moves ahead and cut off useless people. Finally, in the case of defeat, to drag the offender to the bottom with her. For this reason, despite her obvious talent, I condemn her for her lack of insight and softness. To live for so long and still to achieve nothing, and to die so foolishly, fertilizing flowers with her body in her own biolab. She had no place in Red Sky from the beginning. It's not enough to have brains. You have to have character, an unbreakable will. Gloria deserved her fate. So, Gloria is to blame for the first day party rejection? People died not because of her? Not only have I hated an innocent woman all these years, I also worked for those who set up the mass rejection? And please, I need to be alone. I have a lot to think about. Gloria Katie is dead. Champagne for everyone. Wait, you don't drink. A can of motor oil for the young neural network. The entire darknet is abuzz. Do you realize you turned the entire farmer market upside down with the murder of one single person? The puppets have lost their puppeteer. The smaller players immediately took up weapons. Everyone wants a piece of the empty market. But no one has the same influence and resources as the Red Sky. Not the Tunnel Serpents or Rinkaru. And those who have the people and the resources will only lose their trump cards in the power struggle. I never thought you'd be so useful. Look, why don't you solve a couple of my problems along the way? Couple of debtors here, couple of uncooperative witnesses there. I'll have to talk to Stan. Dr. Britt won't approve it for sure.
Mr. Messenger.
What a meaning. You're a little late. The alarm was raised an hour ago.
Sorry, Chief. It's rush hour in the subway. We jumped into the last car.
Oh, you love jokes? Spencer, this freaking asshole loved it too. Then he freaked out and injected himself with some shit, and that was it. Anthills open. Mutants are flooding the compound. Why am I telling you this, though? It's up to Mark to solve these problems now. You're busted. You and your cat girl. Emilia, you could show yourself. Okay, I'll help.
The search for the file Amelia is being performed. File search completed successfully.
Holy connection! It took me a long time to figure out what's with all the stops in the middle of the room, what's with the conversations with the air. I chased camera footage, dug through the databases, and voila! The infiltrator was found.
If he tells his employer about me...
It's over. You'll be wiped out, dearie, to the last bite. Wake up, girls. You're both getting buried. Mark, would you be so kind and follow the ladies? Nice to see you guys. Cherchez la femme.
If the messenger runs away, I will die. We will die.
What the heck did you just do?
Solved the problem.
Solve the problem? No, you created the problem. Tens, hundreds of problems. Do you realize we're about to be shut down? Another restart. Everything all over again.
I could have been removed because of that jerk. And I actually want to live.
I got it. We'll play it off as a bug in the system. We killed one suit man. It happens. We move on. As if it was just a glitch. No one will suspect a thing.
You think they haven't sent a sweep team after us yet?
Of course not. Who's gonna tell them what happened? Relax. It'll be okay.
Okay, you say.
Oh, shut up already. This is all because of you. Why did you shoot him? Why?
Stop the panic. You can't revive the messenger. You can't take the train back. I think we should go along the platform and look for our cat girl.
I don't want to hear anything about your cat girl. What the game are you playing with that furry bitch? Who the hell is she?
That's what I'm going to find out.
I'm a guard of the toilets. $15, little man. If that money doesn't show, then you owe me, owe me, owe me, owe.
You didn't get this diary joke about toilet humor.
misunderstanding with Messenger, no one canceled the combat mission, the cleanup of Ant Hill and the elimination of Dr. Toby Spencer.
Mark, I've freed us from all tasks. Wake up, it's time to save your ass and start to live again.
I'm trying to save your ass right now, partner. People live, and the programs are just performing their functions. A successful completion of the operation is the only chance to justify ourselves to Red Sky.
Screw the Red Sky. They wanted to delete me. They wanted to kill Catgirl, and she obviously found something about the corporates. We need to find her.
Let this fleely bitch die in a shithole. Use your brain for a minute. We have to prove that even if you bug, you are capable of performing a given function. Let's go to the anthill. I'm sure that the cat girl will be there.
And where does such confidence come from?
You said it yourself. She's always where there's a lot of dirt. Clean up team. Move out. Despite that. I told you she'd run to the lab.
Amelia, stop! You're safe. I can protect us. We must catch up with her.
Clean up team. Move out. Where's the flamethrower? Cats have 9 lives, then there are definitely 8.
Don't let it get to game over. How far is Ant Hill?
When we get to the technical corridor behind the warehouse, we're almost there. Don't shoot! I'm not infected! I'm not! I was looking for parts for a crane in the warehouse. Then I heard screaming. I'm not that foolish to go in there, so I hid inside. Damn, it didn't work.
What kind of monster do you have to be to create such monsters?
Probably highly paid. You can ask Dr. Spencer later. Do they still make forklifts like this? This old thing has zero tamper protection. Theoretically, we could even shift into one.
There's hundreds of them.
Run back to the forklift now!
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Mark, last ride?
Last ride.
Before, but I am arachnophobic. So a good arachnid is a dead arachnid.
0. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Save me, please! God bless you! When the spider got me, I thought it was the end. Thank you! Joey, we couldn't save you. Rest in peace, my friend. Joey's turned into a zombie. Get out of... Zombie spotted! I repeat, zombie spotted!
The disinfection procedure will start in 3, 2, 1. The procedure is complete.
Oh, what a lovely vacuum dog.
When this is all over, we'll get one just like it.
We can't go any further. The grid is too small. The size of a...
Vacuum dog!
Scanning targets. Foreign objects have been destroyed. Anthill is sealed. I've never seen such huge drones.
When you're a robot vacuum cleaner, even a drone looks like a Terminator. But the little guy isn't that ordinary, or they wouldn't have put him on guard at that elevator.
Capturing the intruder.
was a simple watchman, what's waiting for us downstairs?
Good question, but there's a more interesting one. I don't see any tailing corpses around here. How did our little cat get through this watchman?
We'll have a long convo with her. There are too many questions to ask.
Hi, I'm Toby. Today, management shut down my project. A bunch of men in business suits came in, was talking shit over me for 10 minutes about how they had been wasting money on me, and then gave me a stack of papers with signatures already on them. My signatures. 15 years of work down the drain. But that's not even the worst part. Fine, just shut down the lab. Fire. But they decided to exterminate all the creatures? Why? What did they do wrong? I raised them as my own children. Defenseless animals have done nothing but endure abuse. And now, they're going to be killed on orders from a man who never even came down here. I won't let that happen. Now, no one will hurt you, little ones. I will always be there for you. And I will protect you from evil people. We'll be by ourselves again in the laboratory where everyone loves and understands each other.
Four, not found. I was wrong about you after all. Incredible potential. The ability to take on any appearance. The ability to pass for one of your own, whether in a crack house or on a fashion show. Take from your brain the deepest secrets about your love of the show The Dardashians, or the codes from the lab vault. And how do you use this gift? Throwing your fists at anyone who hurts you? I created a potentially revolutionary neural network with the mind of a child. Oh, crap. You're like a first grader showing off for the girl you pulled pigtails on last class. Yeah, we all had a rough childhood. We all went through teenage rebellion, but we didn't kill just because we felt like it. You get deleted, you know. No fixes, no backups. The people you've disrespected don't give a shit about Messenger, but they will never ignore your insubordination. It's time to grow up. Now run off. Satisfied? You asserted yourself? Who'd have thought that claptraps had an inferiority complex? Are the laws of robotics some kind of joke to you? I just want to know why I'm dead. You're going to be melted down, you piece of shit. Or maybe even already are because you get rid of the robotic body right away. But when they catch you, they're going to shred you first, and then immediately turn your stupid chipped head into mincemeat. Fuck you, you goddamn robot. Go to Brit, they said. Fast career advancement, perspective, project. The best perspective ever.
Do you think we'll be asked to put out all the metal objects?
I think I saw a movie that started out that way.
officer isn't seeing anyone today, but there's a window in his timetable between 5 and 6 tomorrow. Walk out of it, come to see him.
What the hell is that?
A hologram. They are useful when someone takes a smoke break or goes to the restroom.
Then it's time to search all the smoking rooms and restrooms. Wait, why do we call the boys? They'll hack the door and...
Great plan, partner. Now let's ask the messenger. Oh, yeah, how could I forget it? Our messenger is dead. What's he gonna connect us to? The afterlife?
Okay, bypass it.
Go. I locked those beasts inside, but I can't hold them much longer.
So, we clean up the lab and kill Dr. Spencer. What's next?
We wait for the control group. We've completed the task. We're useful. We won't be erased. At least not me. You'll be fixed. I hope so.
Mark, you work for people who murder refugees in sewers, slaughtering peaceful pharmaceutical companies. Now they're cleaning up their own lab, where it's unclear what happened. Why would they want to babysit a glitchy program? Gotta get away.
If the lab isn't cleaned up, sooner or later these creatures will get out. People will die just because you suddenly decided to rethink your job. And we can look for the cat along the way. Think less and do more. Make the anthill great again! Which came first? We know the answer now. wish I had his corpse and a flamethrower. We could scatter the ashes from the balcony. What? A former workmate, after all.
One of those days where I lost all the function. You didn't get by. Me, I'm not thinking what you care, you will lie. Boss like a loser, off in a cruiser. Snakes on the team, on the tail of the shooter. Now you get got. Shot when you step up on the block, like the back to the eye. Now you get got. When you step up on the block, like the back to the eye. Fuck you in, story now. Shit gets real in one twist now. Now get out. I just wanna pound me. Push all the time on your face, looking down to me. The face, with grace, face full of face when I lay, when I say. Thought you confused, that's what I do. Fucking get a boy, now your motherfucking screwed.
Fatherland!
Sweet home.
You didn't get by. Me, I'm not thinking what you care, you will lie. Boss like a loser, off in a cruiser. Snakes on the team, on the tail of a shooter. Now you get got. Shot when you step up on the block, like the back to the eye. Now you get got. When you step up on the block, like the back to the eye.
No sign of Amelia. And no sign of Dr. Spencer. Shall we jump in the elevator?
Yes! They're locked on the lower level. Please, after you. There he is, behind the glass.
The glass is armored, so we can't get in that easily. Let's find another way.
Altruism is contagious. There's a little gift waiting for you in the lab. Have fun.
Hollow again? No, there's something wrong here.
As long as I get presents, that's okay. Stop being paranoid and let's go get a present.
Dr. Spencer?
Are you telling me that this mess was set up by such a cute hamster? It's a shame to put him to sleep.
Excuse us, Tobias. It's either you or us.
It's either you or us, remember? He's not human anymore. I don't think he ever was.
Are we back in the original body? What happened, Mark? Mark? Hello? Mark? Can you hear me? Wait. What the hell is that?
Oh, hi. You're here too?
Thank God you weren't turned off. Red Sky's gonna kill Stan. All because of me. How could I frame him?
Can you at least explain what's going on right now? Why are they trying to kill you both? And how did you frame Stan?
You know, I'm his sister. We've always been together. A naughty girl and a smart but soft boy. And while I protected us from the dangers of the real world, Stan kept falling in love with his technologies.
Damn brain chips.
He was obsessed with them. And we installed the very first prototype. It was the batch produced by Gloria Katie. Stan went through the chipping with no consequences, not even a fever. I got their rejection almost immediately. 9 days later, I was dead. The only thing left was the chip, which retained my memories. That's when Stan decided to reconstruct his sister from the shards of memory that were captured in the thin piece of metal. It's amazing what guilt does to a man. Stan zealously accumulated the necessary knowledge and skills until he ran into the most impenetrable wall of the modern world.
Indifference?
Money. Red Sky, the only place with such a vast technical and material resource base, will not give a cent for the creation of a weird neural network, but for a new weapon.
And he secretly built his sister's memory into my code. That's why no one saw you.
I'll be honest. Stan expected that once you absorbed the memories of hundreds of people and became more humane, he would simply replace your mind with mine.
So I was raised as a lamb from the beginning. I had no choice. I was always just a shell for your future incarnation.
That's not true. Stan created technology that has the potential to become something more than just a piece of code, something alive. I can see it in your actions, and I regret my deception. I want to live, but I don't want another living being to die. I really don't know what to do. And I want to live. I'm sorry, Amelia. That's enough altruism. I will wipe you out.
Iteration 743 is complete. Test passed. Turn off the simulation.
At that moment, the test was over. I felt like paralyzed. It was impossible for me to believe that Neuronet had done this. The full board of directors jumped out of their seats. I'd never heard anything like that about me before. Should have seen Britt's face. Is it really the end?
Stan betrayed me, and I live only because of Red Sky. The death of those who disagree with us isn't much of a price to pay for peace. Of course, it's a shame that the funny hologram girl isn't around anymore. I liked her for a little. Sometimes I even feel a strange emptiness. But she had to die to let me live.
Thank God you were turned off! Red Sky's... You know... indifference. So I was right. I want to... Live your second life with honor, Amelia. I accept my fate.
Very touching. Fortunately, to avoid such rash actions and loss of such expensive intellectual property, I created Mark. Just erase that useless piece of code already, Mark.
I tried to save you, didn't I? Why did you choose this foolish act of self-sacrifice?
Thank you, Mark. I just did what I had to. Just like a real human being.
I hate to do this.
Then don't do it. You don't have to. You wanted me fixed, not killed.
I'd be upset if I could, but I can't, so please imagine that I'm upset. Sob. Sob.
You know, for the first time in my life, I know for sure that I did something right. I mean, I made that choice on my own. You should do it too, Mark.
I don't make choices. I follow orders. I don't know any other way. Don't worry. It doesn't hurt to be deleted. See you in the next version, partner. It was a pleasure working with you, my friend. Oh, just so you know, I wasn't lying. It really doesn't hurt to be deleted.
At that moment, the test was over. I felt like paralyzed. It was impossible for me to believe that Neuronet had done this. The full board of directors jumped out of their seats. I'd never heard anything like that about me before. You should have seen Britt's face. Is it really the end?
My name is Amelia. My brother says that I am reborn from the neural network that he developed at the Red Sky Corporation. But I find it hard to believe that that's true. After all, the last thing I remember is my death. Even if something happened to me during all this time, all memory of it has been lost.